When it comes to the law of assumption, the most important secret to achieving anything with this law simply is to stay in a state of the wish fulfilled for extended periods of time. But one of the most pressing problems people tell me is that somehow they cannot stay in that state for long and struggle with this one aspect of the law the most. That's a pity, because if you only work on this one aspect of the law, you would have mastered the law of assumption by now. The state of the wish fulfilled is the key to all the manifestation success that one could wish for. For most people, it's easy to get into a state of the wish fulfilled. Techniques that Neville taught, like SATs, hearing a congratulatory message, prayer, visualization, and meditation, all do a fantastic job at transporting you to the world of the wish fulfilled. The trick with these methods is that they shut down the noise in your subconscious by stopping your monkey mind from the constant chattering. Once the monkey mind chatter stops, you become more grounded at the moment and more aware of what you are feeling at the moment. When you reach this subtle state of self-awareness, the next step is to fully indulge yourself in the feeling of having your desire. It takes a little practice, but within a couple of weeks, most people reach that state, no matter what method they choose. Anyways, this is the fun part of applying Neville's teachings. There, however, is a caveat. To be able to translate desires into reality super quickly, one has to maintain the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Some of you will raise a point that just doing a technique like SATs once a day is enough, and I agree with that. But unfortunately, our minds are so riddled with self-doubt and fear that unless we don't find a way to extend this state of the wish fulfilled, the negative thoughts will get the best of us. So, I am making this video to tell you about 2 super effective ways that you can put to use to extend that state of wish fulfillment. After you have these 2 powerful weapons in your arsenal, you are sure to master the law of assumption and get whatever you want through the use of your own wonderful imagination. But before we go to those methods, let's get clear on what the state of the wish fulfilled really means. The state of the wish fulfilled is also called living in the end. Many people confuse the state of a wish fulfilled with a general state of happiness, but it is much deeper than that. The state of the wish fulfilled is the state where you feel that your prayer or your desire has become a physical reality, and you get to decide what kind of emotions you would feel once your desire comes true. Would you feel a sense of relief? Would you be ecstatic knowing that what you wanted once is now a living, breathing reality? Or perhaps you would feel gratitude for having what you wanted. It is different for every person, therefore, I don't want to cover it all under the emotion of happiness. Being in the state of the wish fulfilled sends a message to your mind that you are now in your future. This is when the mind starts bringing you more experiences that would match your inner state. So this really is the secret of creation. Nothing you want comes from outside, though you might have previously believed that it does. But that's a false belief that you need to get rid of as soon as possible. You won't be able to become a great creator until you become familiar with the power that resides within you. The power to create your own life and design your circumstances is right within your reach. In fact, it is hidden within you. But you need to become aware of it and use this force for good. As I mentioned earlier, the state of the wish fulfilled is also called the end state, which means going right to the point of what you want. If you want to be with someone special, then the end state would be you being engaged or married to them and enjoying your life together. The end state here is not them sending you a message or even proposing to you. These are important events along the way, but you have to keep your focus on the end. A lot of people get really confused about their end state, and they think the bridge of incidents is the end state. No, it's not. You have to educate yourself on the law, and this point is incredibly crucial for your success. So, now we will talk about extending your state of the wish fulfilled, and as I promised, I will give you 2 methods that will make you better at your manifestation game. The first way is to become more self-aware and become familiar with how you perceive things. Everything you have in your life, or whatever happens to you, you will form a unique perspective about that event. That perspective comes from years of conditioning that you have been subjected to since birth. All of us have been raised in different environments and circumstances, and those circumstances were a crucial part of how we eventually started seeing and perceiving the world. Until you don't become familiar with your hidden biases, your perceptions, and your unconscious reactions, there is no way you can stay in a state of the wish fulfilled for longer periods of time. Let's take a very common example of winning the lottery. So your state of the wish fulfilled in this case is you enjoying your luxurious life after having won the lottery. You might induce that state through SATs or some other visualization practice. But your test begins when you are in the midst of everyday routine and you still have to stay in that end state. So you might hear someone winning the lotto, and the immediate thought that comes to your mind is that you still haven't won anything, or maybe that you were just cursed, or the stars are not aligning in your favor. These are the immediate thoughts that you are most probably going to have if you haven't gone through the drill of training your mind yet. The first step is to become aware of these thoughts or biases arising in your mind, and the second will be to eliminate them, and we are going to talk about that in a minute. So, for the first step of becoming more self-aware, you can do the following exercise. Step 1. Sit down at a comfortable place. Step 2. Let your mind unwind by taking a few deep breaths. Step 3. Take a very slow inhale. Hold it in your belly for a few seconds and let out a strong exhale. Step 4 to 10 to 20 such breaths will be enough to snap you out of your daily tensions and thought loops. Step 5. Once you feel rested in your body and mind, pick up an object lying near you. It can be your watch, a pencil, or a bottle of water. Just any object would do. Step 6. Pick up this object, look at it, and notice all the thoughts arising in your mind about this object. Step 7. You don't have to influence your thoughts in any way here. Let them come and go as they please. You have to be the patient observer that only looks at the thoughts without disrupting their flow in any way. Step 8. Then pick another object and repeat the same process. Doing this small exercise once or twice a day will put you in the habit of observing your thoughts. By the way, meditation helps you get the same results, but there are many of you who cannot commit to daily meditation. So for those people, I thought of introducing this small trick that I learned a few years back. Once you have spent a few good days with this exercise, then it's time to incorporate the second method and use both of these in tandem to stay in the state of the wish fulfilled for longer periods of time. The second is keeping a mental diet. So, whenever you see that thoughts that are in contradiction with your end state are trying to capture your attention, you immediately take action. The action in this case is to break that thought cycle in any way possible. It can be through taking a few deep breaths, doing a quick body scan, or just introducing a positive thought as a replacement for the contradictory thought. This is a mental diet to fully abstain from thoughts and feelings that are in opposition to what your desire is. Both the methods I have introduced work best when done consistently. Self-awareness and mental diet are not easy to learn, but they are the most rewarding habits you can develop to become a better creator. In just a few weeks, you will see that you will be able to stay in your state of the wish fulfilled for longer periods of time. I personally suggest you try both these methods in tandem for at least 3 to 4 weeks and see how your manifestation game elevates. The next step in your successful manifestation journey is to keep watching my channel. Click now on the video on the screen to be inspired by another video.